Strawweight. The strawweight division is the lightest weight class used in the UFC, with a limit of 115 pounds. It exists only in the women's side of the sport, and it quickly became one of the most active divisions after being introduced in 2014. Fighters in this class rely heavily on speed, movement, and non-stop pace rather than raw power. Because the athletes are smaller, fights often feature long striking exchanges and constant scrambles on the ground. Names like Joanna Jędrzejczyk and Zhang Weili helped turn the division into one of the most respected in mixed martial arts. Flyweight. Flyweight fighters compete at 125 pounds. Both men and women have this division, although the men's category existed earlier in UFC history. Flyweights are known for their quick reactions and technical precision. Knockouts happen less often compared to heavier divisions, so many fighters focus on combinations, footwork, and endurance across all 5 rounds. Demetrius Johnson helped define the division for years, with a style built around speed and intelligence rather than brute strength. Bantamweight. Bantamweight has a limit of 135 pounds and is often considered one of the deepest divisions in the UFC. Fighters here combine speed with enough power to finish fights suddenly. The division became especially popular during the rise of stars like Dominic Cruz, TJ Dillashaw, and Amanda Nunes on the women's side. Many athletes in this class come from wrestling backgrounds, though striking has become equally important over time. Because the physical gap between athletes is usually small, strategy and timing often decide the outcome. Featherweight. Featherweight fighters compete at 145 pounds. This division balances speed and power in a way that appeals to many fans. Athletes are still fast enough to maintain a high pace, but they also carry enough strength to produce dramatic knockouts. Jose Aldo ruled the division for years before Conor McGregor brought worldwide attention to it with his striking style and personality. Featherweight fights often feel unpredictable because one clean shot can change everything instantly. Lightweight. The lightweight division has a limit of 155 pounds and is widely viewed as one of the UFC's most competitive classes. Fighters in this range usually have complete skill sets, mixing striking, grappling, wrestling, and conditioning at a very high level. The division has produced many major stars, including Khabib Nurmagomedov, Charles Oliveira, and Dustin Poirier. Because the athletes are large enough to generate serious power, but still mobile enough to fight at a fast pace, lightweight bouts are often some of the most exciting events on a card. Welterweight. Welterweight sits at 170 pounds and has long been one of the UFC's signature divisions. Fighters here are noticeably stronger and more physical than lightweights, yet they still maintain speed and endurance. Georges St-Pierre helped shape the division with a disciplined and tactical style that influenced an entire generation of fighters. Wrestlers have historically done very well in welterweight, though modern champions usually need strong striking skills too. Many athletes in this class are considered complete mixed martial artists with few weaknesses. Middleweight. Middleweight fighters compete at 185 pounds. This division tends to feature larger athletes with significant knockout power while still allowing for technical movement and creativity. Anderson Silva became one of the sport's greatest champions here, using precision striking and timing that felt almost effortless. Middleweight fights can shift quickly, because a single strike often carries enough force to end the contest immediately. At the same time, many fighters in the division are skilled grapplers who can control opponents on the ground for long stretches. Light heavyweight. Light heavyweight has a limit of 205 pounds and was once considered the UFC's most famous division. During the sport's rise in popularity, stars like Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, and John Jones helped define the organization itself. Fighters in this category combine large frames with explosive athletic ability, creating fights that can end suddenly from punches, kicks, elbows, or submissions. Power becomes much more dangerous at this size, so even small mistakes are heavily punished. The division has historically produced some of the UFC's biggest rivalries and most memorable title fights. Heavyweight. Heavyweight fighters can weigh up to 265 pounds. This is the largest standard division in the UFC, and it is built around raw power more than speed or volume striking. One clean punch from a heavyweight can instantly finish a fight, which gives every exchange a sense of danger. Early UFC champions like Randy Couture and Brock Lesnar helped bring mainstream attention to the division, while fighters such as Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou later defined different eras with completely different style.